In this video, I'm going to go over the full in-depth Shopify SEO audit I just wrapped up for a Canadian beauty brand and walk you through exactly how I organize and prioritize areas for improvement to make my audits as actionable as possible. So if you need help with a site audit for your Shopify store, you'll see a clear example of what to expect if you work with me. And if you're just trying to audit your own store, hopefully you'll get some good ideas of what to look for after getting an inside look to my audit process. Okay, so to kick things off, just wanted to go over kind of the key components that I look for and consider a higher priority here when doing an audit of a Shopify store. I will make another video going more in depth of like how to run Shopify audit. But just wanted to add this in here. So different tools I use. So like Screaming Frog is helpful for just running in the background, and then just gives you very comprehensive data for all pages of the site. Google Search Console is very helpful, as well as Ahrefs. And if you have Google Search Console, you're able to run the Ahrefs site audit for free of your store. Kind of just compiles a lot of the things from Screaming Frog anyways into just a nice kind of visual. Of course, you still need to use a lot of common sense here to separate what's important and what's not. And that's kind of the key skill here, is just identify, okay, what actually matters and what doesn't. And the key point of the audit is to identify the gaps between the store you're looking at and then their competitors, to be able to fill the gaps and fill the most important gaps first, pretty much. And you want to look at the three kind of pillars of SEO here: on page, off page, technical. Have some, you can just pause and look at the different ones here. But I will make a video going over that. Just wanted to kind of share how I approach this and kind of group things like that. So the store that we're even looking at today is called enhancedhair.ca. So they sell wigs and hair toppers in Canada. They only do shipping in Canada, at least currently. They do have a couple of physical locations, which is cool. So they do like consulting to help with hair loss, pretty much thinning hair. And now they're coming online to sell those same products that they offer to their in-person clients just across the country online. So I think it's a really good opportunity for them to expand and start bringing in sales on the e-commerce side. So you can just see what they sell. Basically wigs, it's all like for women. So they have like the two types of products pretty much as their main thing. They don't really sell any accessories, at least not right now. So really siloed off of like in terms of their focus, just those two main types of products. And that was the focus of the audit, to see, do a lot of keyword research around these to see what sort of pages they should add. They do have a few collections around each of those topics, but there's a lot of room for them to grow, as I will go over shortly. And one interesting thing, so this store is pretty much brand new. I've never even can't even remember the last time I've seen a store so that has literally zero backlinks pointing to it. So usually if you create a store or any website, it'll at least get some sort of backlinks, even if they're spammy or something. But this store literally has zero. So clean slate pretty much in terms of the backlink profile. And they're already getting some traction with bringing in some organic traffic without any links. And with some room for improvement on the on-page side of things, which I'll be going over here. And so they just set up Search Console as well. So, the store was set up a few months ago, but it's just only have 1 week's worth of data here in Search Console. So getting a couple clicks a day, which is good to see. At least they're moving in the right direction. And now in terms of the audit, so here's kind of how I like to lay out the audit. So just really organized in terms of the area it covers, as well as a priority. So like to bucket things into content, links, technical, as well as even some design issues, which aren't really SEO. But if the store is better designed for conversions, it just helps make any traffic that you get convert better. Or you could be scaring visitors away if your design is not professional, or just kind of scattered all over the place. So I do make a note of those, even though I don't really consider that for SEO. But that's why I prioritize things here, high, medium, low, in terms of the impact that it'll have on the store, and then can work with the brand to let them know, hey, kind of what's the trade-off here, is how easy are each of these to implement. And because some of these are going to be more expensive, more time consuming, whereas more of the medium, low might be a quick fix, but still it's not going to do much. But still, if you have some time Every now and then you could just knock out a few of these items, but of course the focus will be on these high priority items. So yeah, you really want to start off with keyword research, keyword targeting to just see what you're even trying to optimize for in the first place. A lot of people just jump in and go crazy creating pages without having much of a strategy behind it. So that's the whole point of SEO. Like you need to know what keywords you're optimizing for before you can optimize your site accordingly. And one big win that I see for this store is just optimizing their entire homepage around the term wigs. So they do sell these two types of products, like I mentioned, but yeah, just any time that you can rank your store or you can target your biggest keyword on your homepage, do it. That way you can leverage all the backlinks coming into your homepage, which most of the links to your site will be coming to your homepage. At least your homepage will have more backlinks than any other page, pretty much. So yeah, you can just leverage that backlink power by just properly optimizing your store for that main keyword. So what I suggest that they do is, I mean, it's still fine if they mention hair toppers here, but they should really target the entire homepage around the different types of wigs. That's what competitors are doing, is doing well. Like they have ranking wigs on their homepage. And if you target your main keyword on your homepage, you're just able to rank for that with even less backlinks needed versus trying to rank an inner like collection page, especially for your biggest keyword. So yeah, just different ways here. I made note of, yeah, maybe I can make this a little bigger here of what they can do. Just basically optimize their homepage and just really emphasize wigs here on their homepage. And they can still have the other, like the hair toppers, of course, keep that. But yeah, just really optimizing the homepage here for wigs. And I noticed too, so yeah, the heading, so it's just enhance like their brand name. So that's definitely a room for improvement. It doesn't even show up on the homepage. So yeah, it doesn't show up. Not sure where the H1 is hidden, but it should. Yeah, would want to optimize it just for wigs. So like wigs from enhance, at least add the keyword at the very beginning of the H1 here. Or like wigs, yeah, shipped in Canada. So yeah, wigs shipped from Canada. That's how I recommend them updating their homepage SEO title. So wigs in Canada and then their brand name, of course, it's fine. So that's a really high impact thing for them to consider and update. Some of these brand pages as well. So they do sell various brands of wigs, but I noticed that the collection pages leave something to be desired. So if you look, yeah, shop by brand. So here, for example, oh, they're already doing that. Okay, so yeah, when I looked at the site, the tag here was just elite and no text or anything. So that's great. They're already implementing this. I haven't looked at the store, obviously, like in at least a few days since I sent them the audit. So yeah, it's great to see they're already implementing that. Don't think they're adding, yeah, no content at the bottom. But yeah, when I first looked at the store, yeah, it was just showing the brand name. That was it. That was all you see. Like just white space here. Like this part that I just highlighted didn't exist. So it's great to see, yeah, they're adding more specificity there, like what the type of products are. And they were ranking for some of these brands. So you can see, where was it? So like Raquel Welch wig, they were already ranking without even mentioning the word wigs there, like just having the brand name. These optimizations will do a lot to help them grow. And they've already moved in the right direction in terms of adding content to their collection pages, though there is room to improve that even more. Of course, I would recommend adding some of this content to the bottom, or if they want to add more content basically to these collections to add in more secondary keywords, I would move that toward the bottom of the pages and then add internal links as well. So that's going to be important. I'm going to talk about it a lot. So here, how I set out collection pages typically, maybe have like 1 or 2 sentences here at the top, just getting people, include like your main keyword in the first sentence there and just kind of like sell your product, like talk about whatever's unique selling points of your products. And then at the bottom, you can really dial in those like secondary keyword mentions, get some headings in there as well, like structured content, as well as internal links to related collections. And yeah, so there's still a little bit of a gap here in what I'm seeing, but at least, yeah, they have moving in the right direction pretty much. And it's always great to see when people actually start implementing these high impact fixes. Of course, the biggest win really for any Shopify store in general will just be ranking more collection pages for more high buyer intent keywords around the products that they sell. So, of course, as part of the audit, went through and set out a ton of keywords here for their niche. And yeah, just really went crazy. So, just looking at Canada search volumes here, but you can see, of course, these are like the biggest search volume keywords, just wigs in general is their biggest keyword. And then under wigs, so recommend optimizing their homepage, like I mentioned before. And then under that, there's like different types of wigs. So human hair, curly wig, synthetic wig, straight haired wig, wigs for women, which since this brand in particular only sells, at least currently, wigs for women. So they could potentially just optimize their homepage for that. One of the competitors does rank, like they rank their homepage, I believe, for the main wigs, and then they rank this like women's wigs page, of course, like for wigs for women. But this brand sells for men as well. They have like a wider product line, so it's kind of could just try to optimize the homepage for that, and then if it doesn't rank for those keywords, then separate that out onto its own collection, like this competitor does. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that there's more than one way to optimize your site. Just easiest way, of course, is just add more keywords to an existing page. If it doesn't work, create a new page targeting that keyword and de-optimize the original page that you tried to optimize it for, just to give the new page the best chance of ranking. So here's just different wig keywords. And then even under that, there's a lot of, no clue about these types of products. So I learned a lot here just by doing the research. So there's like these ones with kind of like lace in the front, full lace. So like the entire wig is covered with lace, glueless wigs. I mean, wigs for men. So some of these they don't sell, but still just made a note of it for the future. And then there's different types for like different hairstyles, different use cases, ponytail wigs. So yeah, there's lots of variations here just on kind of the overall types. Or like use cases for Black women, for white women, for older women. Lots of variations there to target different search intent. Yeah, that people really searching for specific use case type of products, and then further divide these into different categories. So for these products, and then for most Shopify stores, there's going to be some sort of variations on the types of products you sell, whether that's here like length, color, material, size for like clothing, or even like flavors. So yeah, here different lengths. So they already have like the short, medium, long, but they're missing out on just dividing these products, which they do have ones that are different lengths. So it's just a matter of creating new collections, targeting people that really have their heart set on a specific length of hair here by brand name. So these are the ones that they already have, which only a couple of them really had decent search volume. The other ones don't, but they carry it. So I'm not going to delete those pages or anything. I'm just trying to see with the keyword research, really to see if there's any new brands that they could consider carrying. And there are a few. So this like Paula Young, this had like even higher search volume than the ones that they currently sell. And there are a couple more brands as well that they might consider just based on the search volume. Of course, they need to check on like how feasible it is, how expensive they are, like what sort of margins they would get. But they do have good organic potential pretty much. That's what I'm trying to point out here with this keyword research. Wigs by color, I think this is going to be very important. You can just see how the search volumes compare here, like for blonde wig, like 800 compared to these even by length. So yeah, they're not even targeting any of these specific color variations, which of course they carry wig like of all different types of colors. So just a matter of creating that collection to cater to people searching for specific color here, different types of blonde, red, whatever, like all types of hair. Then I noticed there are these other ones as well. This is where you need to use common sense when doing keyword research. So if you search for any of these terms, you'll see sites, completely different sites showing up, even though you might think like, oh, a white wig versus gray wig, that's like the same thing. But white is like literally white. And a lot of these wigs are more like for parties or for costumes. So that's kind of the distinguishing thing where you need to, I'm not going to recommend that they go after these keywords since that just caters to a different audience. Whereas here they're going after kind of like higher end, more like luxury products. These are more expensive. As you'll see, they have, or by price up to, a few $1,000s for some of these wigs. So yeah, they're not trying to cater to people just trying to get a wig for like a Halloween costume or anything. And then moving into the hair toppers category, says a lot lower search volume. And these are overall, I think, less expensive products. So the wigs, I believe, is the main focus of the business, like what they should really focus on here, in terms of hitting as many of these variations as possible to separate their products and be able to greatly improve the organic traffic potential of their store. And here, just setting out kind of the hair toppers silo pretty much. So they have their main hair toppers page, which is great. So that's kind of like the main category page. Of course, they'll want to add that custom content to this page as well. And then can add it to the bottom. So you see here, there's even like the different links and everything. So yeah, a lot of room to grow here. And then under just the overall hair toppers, so they have like same as like the wigs, human hair, synthetic, and then in between there, there's a lot less search volume for these keywords, so they can kind of be grouped together. There's not as much of a need. I don't think it's as good, high of an ROI opportunity, basically, as creating, say, these different length sizes for the wigs, which even these, like, it's getting pretty low search volume. And then the hair toppers, just, pretty much no search volume there for getting like really long tail keywords. So how they have it set out, it's just like long, medium, short, like that's good enough for now. And then as there's more data coming into Search Console, we can see like, oh, maybe there are people searching for certain types of hair topper, which not ranking well because you don't have a specific page targeting that exact keyword. So that's where you can go in and then add in, those different longer tail keyword variations after you have some data to work off of. Here, I just made a note too of like different accessories, which have decent search volume. And these are lower ticket items, but they could just sell these at like a little bundle, maybe a few of these to someone getting their first wig that need some of these other products. Notice they don't sell those, but just made a note of it. And they do have a few other pages which don't really have keywords targeting them. It's more for just like logically grouping to help people searching on their site. One thing I noticed too for the different, I made a note of it, of like the different price ranges that they have. So they do have price ranges of like under 200, or really the URLs under 100, and then 200 to 500, 500 plus. But they do have plenty of wigs that are over, over 1,000. So I think it makes sense. Up to like $5,000 or $6,000 for the wig. So there's enough products here to just create another level, to break that up even more, to really go after the people that really want the highest end wig. So go from like 500 to 1,000 and then 1,000 plus. So basically room to just sneak in another kind of price range category here, collection. And the next highest priority item that I saw, of course, like I pointed out, like they have 0 backlinks. So a lot of room to improve there. And after they make all these kind of on-page updates is where you'll really see the direct impact of the links that you build. You don't want to build a ton of backlinks to a site that's not optimized. So getting the on-page SEO foundation set is a priority for every store. That's what's going to help you rank or keep you from ranking if it's done poorly. And then backlinks just kind of add fuel to the fire here. If everything is set up, like I mentioned, this site is already getting some traction without any backlinks coming to it. So getting the store optimized a bit will really help them grow. And I just ran a quick backlink analysis here. This is kind of a little tool that I have. I just looked at a few of their top competitors, like all also targeting Canada. So anytime you pick competitors, make sure that they're relevant. Of course, there's always going to be huge stores. I'm not going to put Amazon in here. There's even one like wigs.com, which is like a DR70. But that's just way beyond kind of where this store is at. So try to look at, kind of consider like the next level competitors, like the first kind of tier of competitors that we want to go for. And really this store is the one that I think they should kind of go after pretty much. So it's only DR22, so not super competitive here. There is this one that's like in the DR50s, but it doesn't have that much traffic. I think it's just been around for a long time, and they have that wig store hair and beauty Canada. So like really long domain name, not a pretty name, but I think it's probably just been around for a long time. And you can see that each of these stores has like hundreds of referring domains to them. But what I really consider in terms of backlink analysis to actually determine how many links should we build is looking at the number of quality links to the site. So it's trying to get a handle on, yeah, of course, the unique domain. So not double counting if there's multiple links from the same site. So there's one link per domain. Do follow links only, DR 20 plus, and sites that have at least like 500 traffic, just to get a better idea of how many decent sites are actually linking to the site, to these stores. And for these first two, they're like 20 to 30 links each, and this other one's only 60 as like a DR 50. So that just really helps you narrow it down, and instead of getting overwhelmed, like, oh man, we need to build hundreds of links. No, you need to build like a few dozen like quality links. And that's what's really going to move the needle here. So yeah, on average, of course, this DR50 kind of skews the results a little bit. But say like a link gap of like from 0 to 36 of where they'd want to get to, just to have a shot pretty much at catching up to these competitors. Of course, this is just a guess, since these stores do have a lot of other links. And of course, there are a ton, just like anything in SEO, there are a lot of factors, but this just helps to get a ballpark on what we should do. And yeah, I pretty much recommended if they can just commit to building like 5 to 8 links per month, as long as their budget allows, pretty much until they have, yeah, at least like 25 to 40 quality links in order to catch up to the competitors and ideally surpass them. I mean, that's what's really going to help. You can out link build your competitors. It's really going to give you the leg up, and yeah, just want to overtake competitors. And of course, I do recommend building most of the links to the homepage, at least to start with. So say if they're only planning on building 30, 40 links, I would build the first 10 to 15 or so to the homepage. And like I mentioned, they should optimize their homepage for that main wigs keyword. So that will help the homepage rank better, of course, building links directly to it. And then after building the base of links to the homepage, then can start diversifying into those other top level pages, like their main like hair toppers page, or these other wigs pages with higher search volume. And they do link to these kind of the top ones. So human and synthetic wigs and hair toppers is kind of the next level of priority here. So any link juice come to the homepage will feed through to these pages and any other products or collections that they link to on the homepage. Okay, so those are kind of like the really highest impact items I see, just overhauling the collection pages, creating more of them, and building links. The next kind of batch of these like medium priority fixes are not as impactful, but I still consider them worth putting resources and the time into addressing them. I already mentioned creating another like price tier collection there. Here, there's like some pages without any missing H1s. So yeah, just getting those H1s, but still, those are just like pages, not even collections. So it's not super impactful, but still fill in the H1 pretty much there. On the homepage, yeah, add a section with links to the best-selling products. So they do a good job here of, like I mentioned, linking to the top collections, but you can always link to your best sellers as well. Like if most shoppers like end up buying the same 5 products, like I might as well just put that, like make it as easy as them to find them right off the bat instead of narrowing their search later on. Next one, yeah, so deleting and updating duplicate pages. This was a big one that I found that happens a lot more than it should. So here you can see they have this like human hair toppers and then all these like -1. So it's like maybe they accidentally just created multiple pages for each of these collections. Oops. And you can even see some of these are linked to in the menu. So here, shop by type synthetic wigs 1 is actually the one that's linked in the menu, even though there's also just the synthetic wigs without the dash, and they're duplicate pages, like literally duplicate except for the -1. So definitely want to just remove these pages, redirect them to the most relevant page. There are a couple of this kind of like the main wigs collection, which, as I mentioned, isn't going to be necessary since they should optimize their homepage for this keyword. So yeah, I would just get rid of this, or at least like no index it, something like that, just to de-emphasize it for SEO. And yeah, there are a couple of like blogs and resource pages with the same topic. So they have their human hair wigs collection, but there's also this top human hair wig picks for 2025, which pretty much the same thing. Human hair wigs, human hair wigs. So yeah, I recommend removing that, redirecting it to the corresponding collection page. And you just got to be real careful when creating blog posts. One way you could approach it instead is say like trending wig styles for 2025. So at least it's not as like directly competing with this keyword. It targets different intent. So like trend, like just don't want to over optimize it for a keyword that you're trying to rank a collection page for pretty much. Here, same thing like short wigs in Canada. Here they have their short wigs collection like in Canada. So yeah, I would remove that blog post as well. And then for this one, they do have so they have two, it's like wigs versus hair toppers, and then a resource page like wig or hair topper, which is the same thing. And since I already have like this wig resource, like this one's pretty good, like gives overview of what's going on, room to add like images, stuff here. But this blog post did have like some good, I think like a table. So like presenting things in a different format, and then a couple of good like questions here, like kind of summary. So yeah, I recommend them basically just copying this over to their other wig or hair topper resource, and then just redirecting this page. That removes any cannibalization for targeting those like pretty much the same keywords there. And yeah, they have a couple these like consultation pages, which isn't a huge deal. Don't think a lot of people are Googling virtual hair consultation. That's more so like, oh, that's something that they offer. So it's not really an SEO thing, but if they have multiple pages and it can be condensed to just one page, might as well do that. And then, yeah, I just found an extra page that looked like kind of like a draft of a homepage or something that they didn't move forward with. So I would just unpublish that if it's not getting used. Let's see what else. So yeah, on this main collections page, not all the collections are even mentioned. So yeah, if they have all these different collections, basically adding all of them to this main collections, even though we're not trying to rank this, if that main collection is getting a link to from the homepage like it is, that just means all your sub collections or main collections are going to be 2 clicks away from the homepage. So 1 click to get to this main collection, and then they'll all be linked here. Ideally, yeah, using the name of the collection as the anchor text there instead of general like shop now or see more, something like that. Let's see what else we've got. Yeah, so the duplicate ones was big. Here, adding relevant internal links. So the whole point of like the blog posts or even those resource pages that they have is to drive interested buyers to their products and collections. So yeah, just missing out on a lot of potential there. Like we don't want to just publish blog posts just to publish it. Especially here. So they're talking about the different types of products. Like I already showed this page. But basically, what is a hair topper? And then link to, at the very least, like link to this main hair topper category or collection. And then you can even embed like different types of products or those main hair topper collections from this collection. Then here, like hair toppers, and then what are they ideal for? And then you can link to the most relevant products, relevant collections here, depending on the text. So here, like wigs, so link back to the homepage here. So our Canadian sourced wigs or our wigs are available. Just link back to the main page for that keyword, and then can include different lengths, color, style. So a lot of room, basically human hair wigs, synthetic wigs, full wigs. So there's a lot of room here to link to their collections, drive people to actually shop their products, which is the whole goal of the e-commerce store. Another option is creating a dedicated reviews page to just compile all the customer reviews. This really helps with social proof. Other people can see live or like real reviews. And one reason I really suggest this was they already have testimonials collected here. So it's pretty much just creating a dedicated page to also emphasize or to display all the testimonial social proof that they have. It just helps too. once people start searching like enhanced hair reviews, searching for your brand, if you can just make your own store rank for that keyword instead of like Trustpilot or other third-party sites, just drive people straight to your store and then get them see all your great reviews and send them over to start buying your own products. Getting more into the technical things, which, technical ones are pretty much never high priority unless they're like indexing and crawling issues, which are just preventing your main money pages from just showing up in Google in the first place. But here, I would remove this URL functionality. So in Shopify by default, so if you go to any collection, here I'm just gonna clean things up. So here, main wigs, you'll see the product URL includes the collection within it. So not a great example, or you can't see the URL bar here, but you can see here at the bottom, it's like collection/wigs/products. Whereas you want to just cut out that /collections part. Just remove the collection name so that way every product URL only has like one URL pretty much. So even though they're all canonicalized to the main product page, we still have all these other variations that show up, which they are indexable even though they shouldn't be indexed. Just want to avoid that completely by first of all just removing that functionality. Of course, only remove it if you're not actually using it, or if you're not already getting traffic to those pages, and then just block the crawling of those types of pages that have the nested URLs. So any page that has like /collections and /products in it, just block the crawling of those in the robots.txt, which I think it's covered here down below. And sitemap. So basic things, since I just set it up, didn't have the sitemap in there yet. Also mentioned like set up Bing Webmaster Tools, which I was able to do without any like higher access needed there. No index paginated URLs. So here, just remove like page 2, page 3 of all the different collections, which here it's not a ton since they do show a decent amount of products on each collection, but still just clean that up so that way there's only one long hair toppers collection indexed. And I have, of course, video and guides here. So another thing I do in any audits I do, any work, I try to provide as much, references and helpful links as possible. So just sending someone directly, tell them exactly what to do. Oh, here's exactly how to do it. Here's a video. Here's even the SOP if they want to do it, or can implement it for them if they don't want to do it themselves. But just giving all the resources necessary. Here as well, fixing 404 pages. So there's only a few of them, not a big deal here, but I can worth taking the 5 minutes to clean those up and just create those redirects. Really short thing. That's why it's not a high priority thing, just something to like check the box. And updating robots.txt, have a full video and guide on how to do that appropriately, just to eliminate the crawling of the low value pages created by default by Shopify. And getting into the low priority ones. So these are just things, just kind of not going to have a big impact, but they're usually pretty quick fixes. So like updating the footer. So it's just like, okay, if you have your footer here, like add links to your main collections, might as well just add it. So to their main, obviously to the homepage, which there's not even a link. Oh, here we go. To the homepage, there's a link there. Then link to like the main hair toppers, or maybe human hair wigs. In this case, synthetic wigs, just the top handful of your main collections, just so they're accessible anywhere from the site very easily if someone scrolls all the way down. So that was one. Adding links to the social profile. So nothing's been added in here. Just somewhere in here, add links to whatever Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, whatever the business has. Just add that. Just add it to the footer. Don't even make it too prominent there, like in your header. Just make sure it's somewhere so someone can connect with your site, check out your social profiles. And removing this like powered by Shopify. No reason to have that in there. It's just kind of added by default by Shopify, of course, to promote their own product. But we can just take that out. Quick updates pretty much to the footer there. Meta descriptions for pages without one. So here, mostly the collections, those are the ones where you'll really want to update. And just write an attractive meta description to get people to click through. So optimized for high click-through rates pretty much. So there are a decent amount of these without any meta descriptions. Yeah, 50, well, 49 without one. So yeah, I would just add that in. Doesn't take too long. You can use AI to help generate these and then just copy paste, get those updated. I already mentioned, yeah, Bing webmaster tools, which I mean, it's just something to just have. Definitely not gonna improve your SEO results just by setting it up, but at least you can get some data there and then see, yeah, in the future. And yeah, pretty much just want to get that set up, and so you have the data coming in passively here. Yeah, then just a couple of design things that I noticed as well, which, like I mentioned, isn't SEO necessarily, but they do help with SEO. So here, there's pretty much two things that I pointed out to them. Just having like white space here at the top, so it's kind of a gap between this like header, which still maybe this isn't even necessary at the very top, and then there was a bit of white space here, like kind of between the menu and like the top and bottom of the menu, pretty much. And yeah, I would remove this home item since the homepage is linked in the logo anyways. So it just takes up extra space just to put all this on one single line, which will just move everything up. So your products will show up above the fold, like on collection pages, product pages. Just looks cleaner. And that's how things look on desktop. And then on mobile, also want to consider mobile design. Actually, you should probably emphasize mobile design these days. So you can see there's even a bigger gap here above and below it. You can, yeah, it's just more obvious here on mobile. So that's a pretty decent chunk, maybe like 10% of the whole like above the fold area is just like white space. So just reduce that so people can see the products. Of course, the image is huge here. But the same thing applies, and yeah, they have their menu, which is fine. Like I said, just get rid of the home option there since it is linked in the logo. Okay, and yeah, that was a mouthful, but yeah, this is how I approach audit, how I go through step by step, kind of piece by piece, how I approach it, how I think about how I prioritize things, most importantly, to actually turn all the things that I see into an actionable list. That's the most important thing, because a lot of SEOs just run some automated report and then send off this big report with no action items, no resources, which I try to do a lot better than that by providing more context here on what and why they should do these things. And also, most importantly, how to do it and what exactly which pages to update, how many links they should build, what H1s they should update, any redirects they should add, like literally just have a link here. Okay, here are the ones to redirect. Here's all the duplicate ones to fix. Here's all your keyword research. So yeah, try to keep everything as organized as possible here to help this brand grow. And yeah, I think after they make, especially these high impact ones, and they start building links, they will really see the growth start to compound here and start selling more of their wigs and hair toppers. So yeah, if you have any questions about how to do an SEO audit, let me know in the comments below. If you've made it this far, thank you for watching. I hope you learned something that you can apply to your own SEO strategy. And of course, if you want my help creating an SEO audit and action plan for your own Shopify store, check the first link in the description below to connect with me and get started. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.